shotted here.
Shots up. Okay, 100%. Look, as I say, this is a little bit different. I'm not going to dwell too much on what's going on in the world. We're not going to be talking about what's going on. We're going to be talking about what we're going to do about it. And that's starting right now. And there's no catch, and there is nothing to be fearful of over here because it's using nothing more than your brain. Is that too much trouble? For some, it seems it is, but I don't think the people listening here, it's too much trouble for those people. So all you need to do is use your brain more effectively and analyze what you're doing a little bit more effectively and plan your lives a little bit more effectively, because the instant supermarket life has got us to where we are today. I grew up in a place in Cape Town, in Claremont, and amazingly, my life's been a bit of like a Forrest Gump. I was in the Dead Sea when Sylvester Stallone dived in, and I meet Deepak Chopra. But this was also strange. Yes, this is another very strange thing, and it came back to me now when I was preparing for this.
Yeah.
The very first Pick n Pay supermarket in South Africa opened 700 meters from our house. We used to, before that, go to the little grocer opposite the park up on Belvedere Road in Claremont. For those people who know Claremont, they'll know what I'm talking about. And there was a little Chinese a grocery store there, and we knew that Mr. Wong, Mr. Chong was his name. And I knew him as a little boy, and he'd even give me a sweet now and again, and we knew him. And then we go to the chemist to get our toiletries, because he didn't sell toiletries. We had to go to the chemist to get the toiletries, and then we go to the butcher to get the meat. And it was a lovely little round tour. And then the Pick n Pay opened 700 meters from our place. And I noticed as a kid, and I'm reflecting this now, I didn't think about it at the time, but I'm thinking about what I now reflecting. I realized how it changed things in the neighborhood. We didn't go to Mr. Chong. That was Mr. Chong gone, and eventually he just disappeared. And then I think the chemist disappeared, and all the other little businesses, little places, they just all shut up. And then it was Pick n Pay. That was your option. Then Checkers came. And then about 10 years later, believe it or not, the first mall in the Southern Hemisphere gets built a kilometer from it was probably 900 meters from our house, called Kenilworth Centre. And it was, at the time, the biggest, I think it was maybe not the first, but the biggest in the Southern Hemisphere. And then we as kids, everybody went to the mall. We started going to the mall. And I absolutely detested it. Not that this is, I was not comfortable. It didn't sit well with me. But that's the supermarket life. And what we've done is, we've become so dependent. The dependency on this system is a huge danger to you right now, because you can see where they're going with these COVID passports.
Yeah.
They're already saying you can't go to the stadium, you're not allowed to go for any entertainment. Don't think it's stopping there. They're going to stop you from shopping. You're not going to be allowed into a shopping mall when they get the critical mass they're looking for. They're battling in this country because they're only about 10 or 12% have fallen for the continuous bombardment of propaganda. So they've got a serious problem. They can't shut 90% of us or 88% of us out yet. But therein lies another serious problem, is that they are going to get to a stage where they're going to use enforcement. And we can see what's happening in Australia. They don't show it on television. You don't see it, but we know what's going on. There's people putting clips out there, and we see the brutality happening in Melbourne, and they're locking people inside their homes over absolutely nothing, and you're not even allowed to venture 5 kilometers from your house, and you become a criminal. So anyone out there thinking that this is not going to come, and Cyril Ramaphosa serial liar Ramaphosa promised that it will never be mandatory. Oh, please, please. Wake up. It's coming. We're going to get it sooner or later, and they are going to get tough on us. They're going to come with the boots. But this isn't Australia, and this isn't Israel. And we can see what's happening in Israel. Scott, the worst case load they've ever had, with 8,000 people in critical condition in a country with 80% vaccinated people. They buggered up those people's immune systems.
Well,
they buggered them up completely. They're going to now need booster after booster after booster after booster.
Chris, can I just speak to that point? We had two ladies on last night, and what was the lady's name? Anyway, she said, Tracy. Her name was Tracy, and she said that when they brought out the smallpox vaccine and they mandated that, and something like 97